for our next news special report.
And now a special report that's too critical to ignore. Imagine a game of high-stakes chess where every move could tilt the scales of our nation's future. Well, that's the scene in Washington right now as the impeachment inquiry into President Biden gains unprecedented momentum. We're witnessing a historic clash between the immovable object of the White House and the unstoppable force of the House GOP. Accusations, revelations, and legal maneuvers are unfolding at a dizzying pace. But what's at the heart of this escalating drama? Well, tonight we peel back the layers of this political power play, from the bold statements of House Republicans to the White House defiant stance. Every detail matters, so stay with us as we unravel the complexities of this pivotal moment in our republic. And don't miss my final thought, a perspective that could redefine how you see this unfolding saga. Now, before we dive into our special report on the Biden impeachment inquiry, a quick word from our sponsors, essential to bringing our mission of top-notch news to you. So picture this, just as we're uncovering layers in this political saga, 10 Questions for James delves deep into the mysteries of faith and unseen realms. It's a gripping 3D graphic novel exploring profound questions, much like how we explore the complexities of today's political landscape. Rated 4.8 out of 5 on Goodreads, it's available in both paperback and ebook on Amazon. For those seeking knowledge and insights akin to what we pursue in the political truth, 10 Questions for James is your go-to. Click the link in the description and grab your copy to fortify your understanding. Now, in a move reminiscent of pivotal moments in American history, the House GOP has escalated their inquiry into President Biden, marking what could be a turning point in our nation's political narrative. As we navigate these turbulent waters, let's delve into the details and the implications of this unfolding story. Representative Tom Emmer took a decisive stand today, signaling a new phase in the Republican Party's approach to the Biden administration. During a press briefing that just happened, Emmer emphasized the necessity of formalizing the impeachment inquiry, highlighting the mounting evidence against President Biden. Watch.
This week, House Republicans are going to bring a resolution to the floor to formalize our impeachment inquiry into Joe Biden. Put simply, this vote will allow the House Judiciary, Oversight, and Ways and Means Committees to continue their investigations. The evidence mounting against the president cannot be ignored. We know Joe Biden has lied to or misled the American people about his knowledge of his son's business dealings over and over again. And it is very likely that he was involved in and benefited from his family's corrupt business dealings as well. So the House has an obligation to continue gathering evidence and ensure the American people get the transparency and the accountability they deserve. Yet the Biden administration has been stonewalling our investigations. The Department of Justice has refused to allow 2 attorneys to testify before the Judiciary Committee. The White House sent Chairman Comer and Jordan a letter stating they have no intention of complying with our subpoenas and requests for interviews without a formal vote. And the National Archives has withheld thousands of pages of documents and emails. It's clear the House will have to defend our lawful investigations in court. And passing this resolution will put us in the best position possible to enforce our subpoenas and set forth a clear process. As we have said numerous times before, voting in favor of an impeachment inquiry does not equal impeachment. We will continue to follow the facts wherever they lead. And if they uncover evidence of treason, bribery, or other high crimes and misdemeanors, then and only then will the next steps towards impeachment proceedings be considered. No one in this country is above the law, and that includes President Joe Biden.
You heard what he said, right? Treason. Okay, this isn't coming from, some pundit or some corner of the internet. This is coming from an elected representative in Congress, uttering the words treason when it comes to Joe Biden. Now, his statements underscore a growing sentiment within the GOP, the need for accountability and transparency from the Biden White House. He outlined the alleged inconsistencies in Biden's statements regarding his son's business dealings, suggesting possible involvement and benefit from these transactions. The GOP's call for further investigation stems from a commitment to uphold the law, ensuring no individual, not even the president, is above it. The tension was palpable as Speaker Johnson accused the White House of impeding the Biden probe. In a political climate where each move is scrutinized, Johnson's allegations add fuel to an already raging fire. He defended the necessity of the impeachment inquiry, citing constitutional duty and the need to overcome the White House's resistance in providing crucial documents and testimony. The Republican stance is clear. This is not a political vendetta. It is a pursuit of truth driven by a constitutional imperative. Johnson, a constitutional law expert, emphasized that the gravity of impeachment necessitates a thorough and deliberate process. He rebuffed suggestions of political motives, insisting the inquiry's pace aligns with constitutional guidelines. The GOP's commitment to a methodical investigation contrasts sharply with previous impeachment endeavors, which they view as rushed and politically motivated. Now, in response to a question about potential expectations within the GOP base, you and me, for an impeachment vote, Johnson reiterated the party's adherence to constitutional processes. He acknowledged the public's frustration with the pace, but stressed the importance of not prejudging the outcome and following the facts wherever they lead. Now, this approach, Johnson argues, is in line with the founders' vision and the principles of our republic. Watch.
I keep hearing from Republicans, you say, we're going to follow the facts where we lead on this impeachment investigation. But aren't there going to be a lot of conservatives in your party, because this has been drummed up for so long, we're going to do impeachment, we're looking at these tax records, we're looking at the Hunter Biden stuff here, that if you guys don't call an impeachment vote in the next few months, they're going to say, wait a minute, that's it. I mean, haven't you put them over the barrel a little bit if you, in fact, do not have a vote to impeach the President of the United States in a couple of months?
Chad, we're following the Constitution, and I've made this very clear. Remember, my background is constitutional law. I served on an impeachment defense team twice under President Trump. We developed, unfortunately, Elisa and I, an expertise in this area. This is not something they really covered in law school. What you know about impeachment, if you look at the Constitution, is it's a heavy authority that's given to the House, specifically to the House. That's where the power lies. And next to the declaration of war, you've all heard me say many times, I think it may be the heaviest power that we have. It's very, very serious business. It has to be conducted in that way. The impeachment inquiry is necessary now, as Whip Emmer just explained, because we've come to this impasse where following the facts where they lead is hitting a stone wall, because the White House is impeding that investigation now. They're not allowing witnesses to come forward and thousands of pages of documents. So we have no choice. To fulfill our constitutional responsibility, we have to take the next step. We're not making a political decision. It's not. It's a legal decision. So people have feelings about it one way or the other. We can't prejudge the outcome. The Constitution does not permit us to do so. We have to follow the truth where it takes us, and that is exactly what we're going to do. And I'll note, too, I know that people are frustrated sometimes with the time that's being invested in this, but this is the way the founders anticipated that something like this would go. There shouldn't be any such thing as a snap impeachment, a sham impeachment like the Democrats did against President Trump. This is the opposite of that. And that's why people are getting restless, because they want things to happen quickly. If you follow the Constitution and you do the right thing, you cannot rush it. You have to follow the facts. So,
but you don't think there's an expectation by the base that you guys are going, again, I know all these predicates and caveats here. There's not an expectation that your side is going to impeach the president because that's what they were elected in the majority for.
People have a lot of opinions and a lot of expectations on all sides. What we are bound to do, because of our oath to the Constitution, is to follow it, and that's what we're going to do. Next question. Yeah.
And just to follow.
Amen. Now, the crux of the GOP's argument rests on the perceived stonewalling by the Biden administration. Accusations that the Department of Justice and the White House have obstructed the inquiry by refusing to provide documents or allow key witnesses to testify are the heart of this conflict. The National Archives, withholding thousands of pages of documents, further exacerbates the situation, leading to a standoff that tests the limits of executive privilege and congressional oversight. This impasse has compelled the House to consider defending its investigations in court, highlighting the clash between executive and legislative powers. The resolution to formalize the impeachment inquiry aims to fortify the House's position, ensuring the enforcement of subpoenas and clarifying the investigative process. The GOP's strategy is not merely about gathering evidence against Biden, but also assuring the House's constitutional role in overseeing the executive branch. Amidst this political chess game, it's crucial to understand the broader implications of this inquiry. The resolution's passage would not only set the stage for a more structured investigation, but also signal a significant shift in the balance of power in Washington. It represents a moment of reckoning for the Biden administration and a test of the Republican Party's resolve and unity. The inquiry's escalation comes at a time when the nation is deeply divided, with partisanship at its peak. The implications of these developments extend far beyond the halls of Congress, affecting the American people's trust in their government and the integrity of their democratic institutions. But this is not just about one administration or one individual. It's about the principles that govern our republic and the accountability of those in the highest offices. As we continue to monitor the situation, the question remains, how will this inquiry unfold? And what will be its repercussions on the political landscape and the nation's future? The stakes are high and the outcome uncertain, but one thing is clear. This is a moment in American politics that will be studied and debated for years to come. If you got value from this report, tap subscribe. Your engagement is vital as we navigate these critical moments in our republic's history. Now, as we conclude this report, it's imperative to recognize the gravity of the situation unfolding in Washington. The White House decision to stonewall Congress has forced the House's hand, leading to the formalization of the impeachment inquiry against President Biden. This marks a point of no return, a significant milestone in what could be the last chapter of Biden's long political career. This moment is more than just a political skirmish. It's a pivotal juncture in our nation's history. It signifies a reckoning for a career marked by allegations of abusing power and the trust of the American people for personal gain. As the inquiry progresses, it's not just about one man's actions, but about upholding the principles of accountability and integrity in our republic. This story matters to every American because it's a testament to our commitment to ensuring that no one, regardless of their position, is above the law. The republic's foundation hinges on this very principle.
Congratulations, you made it to the end of the video. Now keep up your quest for truth with this next news report. And if you found our channel enlightening, join the millions who agree with you. Tap subscribe. Thank you for watching the Next News Network.